Hello there, and welcome to episode 16 of the Holocron-Cast. Joined today, I can't talk. Joined today, as always, by the one, the only, Sid Holocron. Dan, how you doing today, Dan?
Pretty aight.
Pretty aight.
We're the low energy crew today.
Woo, tired.
We're pretty tired.
We had a slog through something last night, which we'll talk about later, but...
And it looks like this is one of our loudest podcasts ever.
Perfect. And, of course, it's me, your Jedi Holocron, Tyler, coming at you with all the Star Wars news around the galaxy. Yee.
Yee.
So,
sorry for blowing your eardrums out.
Yeah.
Our USB cable is a little fucked up right now.
Yeah.
I spilled a cola on it.
Coca-Cola.
Sorry. If it sounds fucked up, that's why.
Yes.
Or it's my USB port. Hopefully not, because that's the good USB port.
Also, it's a fucking new computer.
And it's a new computer. That's the USB port. That's like the blue one, because it's like a special one.
Oh,
it has
for
like
blue
it's
people,
like higher.
like for avatars from the Avatar, the franchise Avatar.
I think it's USB port 3.0. I think is what it said.
No, it's the.
And then the other ones are 2.0s.
Oh, so that's like the 4K version compared to the 218.
Yeah, this one can take like Ethernet, I think, or not Ethernet, HDMI or something. Something like that. I don't know anything about technology or computers. That's why I bought a gaming laptop rather than building my own desktop. I know it's offensive to Reddit.
Yes. Well, what is not offensive to Reddit?
Well, that's fair.
I don't know. But yeah, today, Star Wars. We got a lot to talk about. Not really, but...
We have like 3 things to talk about.
We got the rumors of the KOTOR reboot.
Yeah.
We got the news about the Obi Wan show. And the big topic for today, the Resistance series finale.
And we'll talk about Resistance as a whole.
Yeah, as a series.
Because we haven't talked about it on the show yet.
Yeah, because we literally just watched it over the past 4 weeks.
Yes.
We've been catching up on it, binging the whole thing.
It was a
slog.
It was a little harsh at times. Imagine how it was for me. I wasn't looking at Twitter most of the time.
Yeah, I was distracted on my phone for most of it.
I watched the whole thing.
Well, it didn't keep my attention very well.
Oh, I know. But I mean, it didn't keep my attention very well either, and I was still looking at it.
Must have been a painful experience for you.
Yes.
Yes.
It was.
Okay, we'll just jump right into it then.
Yeah.
The series finale of Resistance was Sunday, a few days ago.
And we watched it the day after.
Yes, we watched all of it. The last 8 episodes.
Yeah, we watched the last 8 episodes. You have no idea how upset I was when I found out the finale was an hour?
Yeah, you were mad?
Just because... We'll talk about
it. But if it was an hour, you couldn't have got 2 scenes of Kylo doing nothing. Yeah, we have... Let's
just jump into it. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from season 1.
Kazuto Xiono, a young boy, a spy...
At the age of 16, is in the Navy.
Is in the Navy of the New Galactic Republic. Recruited by Poe Dameron to be a spy on the Colossus.
I guess Poe doesn't have as much of an eye for talent as we thought.
Yeah.
He's 1 for 2. He picked Finn.
Yes.
Kind of. Really, Finn picked him, but...
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 1 is... interesting.
How so, Dan?
I like the concept.
Well, I love the concept of the show too.
I think that's the worst thing about the show is that it has a very interesting idea.
It has a lot of interesting ideas.
And they do nothing with it.
No execution.
Season 1 at least has a plot.
Yeah, Season 2 has no plot.
Season 2 has no plot. Season 1 at least has an overarching plot of trying to find what the First Order's up to.
Yeah.
However, he doesn't actually do anything to find it. It just sort of falls in his lap.
He is the human Jar Jar Binks.
He really is. He flubs his way to success.
And it's so infuriating. Granted, we know this is a show for children.
Yeah, I want to say that right at the top here before we went.
We understand this is for children, and it's not for us, but...
We are not the target demo.
But as Star Wars fans, of course, we're going to watch it.
But also, Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars The Clone Wars are both also children's shows, technically. In their most technical level. But they have...
Are they Y7, though?
I don't know if they're Y7, but they are still kid shows.
Yeah, but like this one's clearly Y7.
And they still have like compelling characters, overarching storylines, character growth.
Yes.
Resistance has no character growth.
Well, the problem with Resistance is your protagonist is just totally uninteresting.
Yeah.
There's some cool supporting casts.
Yeah.
I like Tam. I like the idea of her joining the First Order, but of course they don't do much with it.
She's barely even in the second season, honestly.
Yeah, which is
when we watched the last 8 episodes, she like didn't show up until like until the finale. Yeah. Almost.
It was weird. Yeager, cool dude. I like Yeager.
Yeah, I like Yeager.
I like what's his name too? Niku's great.
Niku works also because he's not the main character.
Yeah.
The only reason why I feel like Kaz is so egregious is that he's the main character.
Yeah.
So he's the one we see the most.
Right.
He would work in small Jar Jar can work in small doses and in the right situations. Mm-hmm. Jar Jar with Mace Windu arc in Clone Wars. I thought that was hilarious just because Mace hated him so much.
Yeah. Like
you gotta do it right and not have someone like that as the main character.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go through the cast of characters right now and just tell you about them. One of my personal favorites, 2 of my personal favorites are literally only in like 2 episodes each. I don't know either of their names, honestly. The Sith relic lady.
The lady who was hunting the Sith relics.
I don't remember
her name. Her name had like a color in it. I think was it like
something
gray? Something?
Yeah, I don't.
Mika Gray, Mila Gray,
something like that.
I don't remember.
And then Doza's wife.
Doza's wife was at least in a couple of the last episodes.
Yeah, her name was Vanessa or
Vanessa.
Vanessa Doza.
I like her ship a lot.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
She's interesting.
She was a lot more interesting as like a Resistance pilot.
I find that family to be very interesting, honestly.
Yes, especially because Doza was
Papa Doza.
What was his name?
He was an admiral.
Israel? No, not Israel. Emmanuel. And his daughter. His daughter was a missed opportunity for sure. She could have been a lot more interesting and more used. Done
something.
But like, their family was definitely the most interesting part of the show, and Yeager and his whole family thing.
I like that Captain Doza, was like an Imperial admiral, and he just like wants to stay out of the war because he's like got PTSD basically.
Yeah, I like that. The reason he left the Empire was because of Vanessa.
Because of her, because she was a rebel.
Yeah. I always love those rebel Imperial love stories, you know, like Lost Stars, the book. I haven't read it yet, but I know it's an Imperial/rebel love story, but right up my alley, you know.
No, yeah, you have a lot of like these at least interesting characters, and almost none of them have anything done with them,
right?
For the most part.
Dan, though, name a more iconic duo than Niku and a wrench. Because he be clobbering people in this show.
He fucks people up.
And I love every time he has a wrench in his hand, I'm like, he's going to fuck someone up.
Yeah, he's going to murder someone.
Because he's so literal. He's one of my favorite characters because, like, they use him well for comedy.
He does play very well for comedy because he has the bit of where everything's super literal, but he's also, like, really smart.
Yeah.
He's like the idiot savant, basically.
Yeah.
But he's not an idiot, it's just he doesn't know how...
He takes everything so literally.
Yeah, he doesn't know that you can... not tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find... Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
But yeah, season 1... Well, like we said, ideas interesting. Like the show Resistance focused more on the pilots, but also in season 1 there wasn't a lot of like the reason they changed the design. They said was because that more flight stuff and more like the animation. As
a whole, they barely even flew.
Yeah,
for most of the show.
Yeah, which was disappointing.
And even when they flew, I feel like it didn't seem very fast, which is the reason why they changed the animation style.
Yeah,
that seemed kind of weird. I wanted it to be like, you know, not saying that they have to have like anime plot lines, but if it was like anime animation where everything's like super fast when they're flying, that would be awesome because that'd look cool.
Yeah,
you know, they'd be having their X-wings go really fast, but instead it was like it still seemed a little sluggish, I don't know, for spaceships.
Yeah. And yeah.
I like the concept of like the whole like racing stuff as well, but again, it doesn't go anywhere.
It goes no. I don't know what the plot of this show is. I really don't. They're to find the First Order for help Poe, and then what?
And then that's it. And it's like in the first season, there's like in the middle of the show, there's like 5 or 6 episodes where Kaz just fucks around, and everyone's telling him to do his job, and it's just like,
what is going on?
He doesn't do either of his jobs. He has 2 jobs. He's a mechanic and a spy.
But that's when we get to meet the legend. The legend. That is
Hamilton.
Rubble. What's his name? Real name?
Rucklin. Hamilton.
We call him Hamilton, though.
I couldn't remember his name, so I called him Hamilton.
Yeah.
And that's just what we call him. He's the cliche bully bad guy who has no depth.
It was like, Kaz saves his life, and he gets mad at him because, like, you ruined my ship.
You destroyed my ship.
Well, you were going to die in it.
Your ship was literally about to explode, dude. Did you not see it? Also, we never see how he joined the First Order. We didn't see what happened.
He's in love with Tam Tam.
We didn't see what happened, like, with him, like, for the most part, even after that scene, we, like, didn't see him again. And then season 2, he's just a TIE fighter pilot.
Yeah.
What?
It is strange. That's okay. We don't need explaining of that. He's Hamilton.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a conniving little...
I guess when they were putting up the recruitment beacons or whatever.
Yeah.
But also in a show where nothing happens, maybe show us something. You know, it's not something we need to see, but in comparison to where nothing happens at all, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I would have really liked the show if it was actually about spying. I like that idea that the Resistance, like, whereas the Rebels were guerrilla fighters and the Clone Wars was an open war, the Resistance is so small they have to be, like, it's like espionage.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But he's not a spy.
He's an anemic spy.
He's an anemic spy, because every time, without fail, that someone hands him anything, he falls over, because it's too heavy for him to lift.
I'm just so glad they didn't give him the Force.
Oh my god, we were waiting for it, dude.
What the show really truly does, though, it confirms my theory. Animated shows can't make good protagonists. It just can't.
Definitely not this one.
Kaz is literally, I don't want to be harsh, but one of the worst Star Wars characters, period.
Yeah.
Especially Disney era.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not really anything, like, redeeming.
About Kaz?
Yeah.
He
almost had, like, one almost kind of nice moment when his family died.
Yeah, and that could, like, change him, made him more, like...
Made him more serious, make him take
more,
things...
More, like, made him more, like, oh shit, this is real, this got real, like... I'm goofing off too much as a spy, I need to take it to the next level and accomplish my mission.
And then his family's still alive.
Yeah.
For literally one scene, and then we never see him again. So there's no reason why they survived.
I don't think anyone died in the show.
Other than the villains, no. All the villains died.
When they blew up the ship?
Yeah, when they blew up the ship and the guy who was flying the red TIE fighter got blown up at the end of season 1.
Yeah. I clearly remember...
Only the bad guys can die. Like, they're slinging stormtrooper corpses around in the finale.
Even people we barely know, characters, like their parents, like, we don't know them very well. We know their existence, but they can't die.
Yeah, they can't die. Even though we see Hosni and Prime blow up. No, we were off-world. We were on vacation and bathing in money. And, like, his dad's like, we're being chased by bounty hunters, dude. You put us all in danger. And then just, we never hear him again. In my headcanon, they got caught by some bounty hunters.
They got caught by the pirates.
Yeah. The pirate subplot in season 2.
I feel like there was a subplot for most of the series.
I feel like everything was a subplot.
I did not care for the pirate subplot. I don't know, it just got old.
It got old. I liked when they brought Clankas.
Yeah, that was a cool thing.
That was a nice little idea, and then that's about it. They didn't. They didn't have too much in the way of personality.
I liked Sanara.
Yeah,
she was all right. She was the most interesting about her, but she was more of the both sides.
Yeah,
but
the way she flipped is very like children's show-esque. Where like, now I actually have friends.
Woo! Yeah.
But that's fine, you know.
Yeah. The biggest crime the show did, though.
Do you know what the pirates were missing? Someone like Hondo. Someone with a personality.
Yeah.
On the villain side.
Yeah.
They were all just like brutes. None of them had a, like... You had the one goofy, like, monkey guy, but we needed, like, a leader that had a personality.
Yeah. Like, what did they want? Just to steal things?
They wanted to take over the Colossus.
Well, in Season 2, but, like, with Season 1... They were working for the First Order.
Yeah, they were hired by the First Order to make it look like they were trying to take over the Colossus so that Doza would...
Get the First Order to come.
Yeah, and help them, and then the First Order just wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
Typical scheme, which that's an interesting plot concept.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Like, the First Order's like, well, the Republic's around still, so we can't, like, just attack this station, so we'll just pay these guys to do it, and then we'll get paid to come and save them.
Right.
I like that idea.
For sure. It's like... I don't know, man.
We did see some pirates get shot up, too. They died. They were villains, so they were allowed to die.
That's like this show in a nutshell, though. Cool idea. Cool thought.
Nice concept.
But but just they didn't give us a reason to care.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I remember. There's nothing I remember more than watching the finale of Season 1 and being like, "Shit!" They like the Colossus got up, which was cool. Just to see the Colossus. It's a cool ship.
I like the design of it a lot,
and I like how it's just like a fucking like people live on it, but it's like also a big ass ship.
And I like that it flies vertically.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, shit, where are they going?
Nowhere.
So we're like, we gotta watch the next episode. Nothing.
The next episode is them fighting a droid.
They're literally in space for like 12 episodes.
And then they go and fuck up a whole fish planet.
Yes.
They get that entire species killed.
Pretty much, yeah.
They kind of glossed over that real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when we were watching that too, I'm like, they're gonna die.
Yeah, the fish people are
like,
fucked.
You're leaving them. You can't leave them.
Like, bring the fish people with you.
Yeah.
Take them to another planet. I know they probably don't want to go, but be like, hey, you're gonna get bombed.
All because of Kaz.
Yeah, honestly.
Kaz has so much blood on his hands.
He has a whole species on his hands. And then, like, you know, the villains don't get to do anything either. No one gets to do anything.
Yeah, Pyre seems cool. Well, he doesn't do shit.
Yeah, Pyre would have been cool. He didn't do anything. Agent Tierney could have been cool. I like their little, like, power struggle, kind of.
Yeah. They're no Thrawn and Captain Price.
No. One super competent, one incompetent as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they have, like, a little brief power struggle, and it goes nowhere, and then they just, like, stop showing up for a whole bunch of episodes, and then Kylo threatens them. And that's Kylo's one scene. Yeah,
Kylo's in there for 2 scenes, and they tease him the Season 2 trailer. He's in 2 scenes in the finale. So unnecessary.
And does nothing.
It's kind of like Phasma. She's in, like, a few episodes. Like, why?
I get that, because that's also her appearance in the movies, to be fair.
Yeah.
Phasma's not really
a thing
in the movies anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, Resistance...
Rumor has it, Phasma's not even really in the Phasma book.
Honestly, Season 1 of Resistance would have been a great chance to actually give Phasma something to do.
Resistance would be so much better if it was, like, actually somebody who was, like, on the base, like, part of the actual Resistance that we knew.
Yeah.
Like, if it was, like, Connix or something, or, like, just a random crew there, like Doza's crew.
Yeah.
And, like, we see, like, we get, like, a little side into, like, the movies. Like, Maz Kanata should have been in the show.
Yes.
I'm glad she wasn't in hindsight because the show was the show, but
they wouldn't have done anything with her. What I would have liked is, much like how, you know, one of the great things about both of the previous cartoons is that you get to explore a lot of the sides of the war.
Yeah.
And, like, what is actually happening on, like, more of, like, the day-to-day planets. Yeah. Instead of just the big battles, you know. Uh-huh. Like Clone Wars, you see, like, places getting bombed and the Civil War brewing on Mandalore. Rebels, you see, like, Imperial oppression everywhere, and you learn about the Rebel cells and how they all form together to make the Alliance.
Empire Day.
It would have been cool to actually see Kaz be in the Resistance.
Yeah, instead of just a dude on the Colossus.
Season 1 should have ended with the Colossus taking off, that's cool, and then Season 2 should have had him be with the Resistance.
Yeah.
Or have the Colossus side with the Resistance.
Or just be like, oh, no, this is the Vanessa Doza show.
Because I was expecting to be like, oh, so this show will probably explain, like, how does the Resistance rebuild from one ship at the end of Last Jedi? Where do they get extra forces? How they get their ships and how they start rallying.
How they ended up on Exegol.
Yeah.
The crew from the Resistance.
I wanted to actually see the Resistance.
Yeah, not just Kaz.
And you also would have had the cool dynamic of for season 2 you would have Kaz with the Resistance and Tam with the First Order, and actually explore both sides.
Yeah, I also feel like the show was like, we're gonna make a show about the Resistance, but not be in the Resistance, but be like, oh, here's a few characters in the Resistance, but they're only gonna be there just for purely nostalgia purposes, like BB-8. Like, oh, BB-8's cool. Well, he's in the show. We should watch it. But also then it's like, oh, BB-8 shouldn't be here. Like, we're literally leading up to episode 7, and BB-8's still with Kaz. I'm like, Kaz, you don't deserve to have BB-8.
Poe literally picks up BB-8 the day that he goes to Jakku.
To go see Lorsan Tekka.
Yeah.
It's
also, I feel like the Poe character we've seen wouldn't just give BB-8 to someone else.
Right?
Like, I kind of get Rey having BB-8 with her at the end of Rise.
Yeah.
Because at least, that's one of Poe's close friends. But, he just met this kid and he gave him BB-8?
Yeah, it's strange.
It seems a little weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like how even when he, destroys the Falcon and he sees one, chip missing from BB-8 and he's like, that's worse than the Falcon being on fire.
Especially in the end, too, when, Rey didn't bring BB-8 talk, too. You know what I mean? Rey... BB-8, belongs with Poe.
Yeah.
Even though Rey has her, which is fine, but, it's just weird.
BB-8 is his droid.
Yeah.
It's like Anakin and R2's connection.
Yeah, by the
Luke and R2's
by
connection.
the end of the saga, it makes sense Rey and BB-8 are together, but, that early, and
to someone he just met.
Especially, too, because, remember in Last Jedi how happy Poe is to see BB-8?
That's the first thing he asks when he sees Poe and Rose crash.
Yeah.
He's like, where's my droid? It's just a little weird to me. And BB-8 served no purpose being there.
Yeah.
They did just fine with CB-23, which is just the replacement BB-8.
Yeah, and it's its own thing.
Yeah, it's its own droid.
I don't like Kaz, but this goes back to the argument I've made on this show multiple times over the past few weeks. Let these characters be their own characters. Have his own cool droid. Why does it have to be BB-8? Chopper was awesome, because he was different.
Yeah, I like Chopper a lot.
And
Chopper's the one character that I kind of understand him being able to fight stormtroopers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like when astromechs beat people, other than when BB-8...
I don't mind stormtroopers, but stormtroopers can't beat anybody.
Other than when BB-8 takes over the AT-ST in Last Jedi, that makes sense. Because he's a mechanic droid. Mm-hmm. He would know how to do that. But otherwise, I don't like when it... Personally, I don't like when astromechs beat people. And CB-23 is the only person to beat any of the villains.
Why astromechs?
Because they're not combat droids. They're mechanics.
Do you have a droid bias? You have problems when aliens beat people or creatures?
Because aliens can be built to fight.
Aliens can be built to fight?
Yeah, they can get swole. They can get ripped. Droids
They're built, though?
Droids don't train.
Yeah.
You can be built. You can be cut.
I like to picture,
You can get thick.
I like to picture someone built Babu Freak. They built him.
No, if someone did, they'd have to be a deity among men.
Yes.
But, yeah, I don't know. But CB-23 is literally the only character to beat any of the villains. BB-8 knocks out... they did stun Pyre once. But CB-23 breaks free from her restraints and then knocks out Agent Tierney in, one of the final episodes.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, personally, but mainly because, I don't give a fuck about the show in any way.
Yeah. It's just a little weird that, only the droid is good enough to beat someone.
Right. Remember when Kaz tried to pick up the droid? Didn't go very well. He's immediately handed it to someone.
Also, because it's Y7, of course. Anyone who had a melee weapon, is not actually going to do any damage.
Oh, like that one episode with the Husk guy or the
bounty hunter.
Yeah,
he had an energy axe. He hit Sonara in the back with it. Obviously, it's Y7, so you can't show anything, and nothing actually happened. And then she just walks it off. Why even bother?
Right.
Just give him a blaster and have him miss.
Mm-hmm. That's why this show had such a missed opportunity to tie in everything, but because the way it turned out, I'm glad it didn't tie in anything, because, like, reasons like that, like, this show's not worthy. It's a great show for kids to be like, I like Star Wars. I like this world. But also, like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a perfectly fine kid show. If I had kids,
if I was 7, I think the show's lit as fuck. If I was 7.
If I had kids... See, I don't know if I'd show them this, though.
I would.
I don't know if I'd be the first thing I'd show them, though.
Not the first thing, but I'd show it to them.
It depends. Like, you gotta want to get them into Star Wars, but, like, should this be the first thing they see?
No, not the first thing. You start with the original trilogy.
But...
First of all...
Well, obviously, we know that. You do release order. That's how
you do release order, and then you can jump to Resistance, and then when they get a little bit older, then you show them Clone Wars and Rebels. Resistance is like the lead up to Clone Wars and Rebels. Like, yeah, you thought that was cool.
You have to show them Resistance before Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yes, that's what I mean. You show them this, and you're like, oh, you thought that was cool? Now watch this.
But also, like, do you show them this before Revenge of the Sith? I feel like you show them the original trilogy, and then you show them this.
Yeah.
Because they're still young enough to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true.
Because then once you watch Episode 3, you can't watch Resistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because Episode 3 is pretty dark.
Episode 3 is pretty dark. Which is where I wanted this show to go.
I didn't need the show to be dark. I just need the show to be interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, show me more of the Resistance. Show me more of the... I just want to see what... Like, it didn't even show, like, what the world's like in this post-Empire time.
Yeah.
Like, show me more of the New Republic.
Yeah. Show us more of the New Republic. Show us more, like...
Show us more why the New Republic doesn't support the Resistance. Stuff like that.
Why do they think the First Order is not a threat?
Yeah. Mon Mothma wasn't around. Who's in charge? Or was she still around?
I don't remember.
Or was Leia in charge? But Leia was the head of Resistance.
No. Leia was a senator, and then she quit the Senate when they refused to look into the First Order.
Yeah.
And then she became a general after that.
Maybe one of
them... If Leia was in charge, the First Order would have been done.
Yeah, that's true.
The New Republic fleet would have fucked them up. That would have been awesome to see.
If they even had a fleet. They did. If they recovered from Mon Mothma's destroying of the military.
They had a fleet on Hosnian Prime. They had one fleet.
It's gone, though.
So not that many ships, but...
it went bye-bye.
Leia would rebuild if she had the resources.
Right.
Because Leia knew what the fuck was up.
Rest in peace, General Organa.
Why was she not put in charge?
I don't know. Who is in charge of the Republic?
I don't know who took charge after Mon Mothma.
I'm going to Google it right now.
There was supposed to be a whole subplot in Force Awakens.
Yeah?
On Hosnian Prime. That's what we... Oh, it's like some alien guy, I think. Because you know when Hosnian Prime gets blown up, when we see that shot of like all the people on Hosnian Prime, the one who's like closest to the camera was supposed to be like a semi-important character.
The lady?
Yeah. She was like Leia's contact in the Senate. It was like supposed to be its own big subplot, but it got all cut out because there wasn't enough time, I think.
Yeah, because we know JJ, he likes to cut the movies down to 2 hours and 10 minutes when they should be longer, you know?
Yeah. To be fair, I kind of understand that worry about being worried about too much C-SPAN after the prequels.
Yeah, in episode 7, but episode 9. That was more of a shot episode 9.
That's what I mean. In episode 7, I get him cutting it.
Yeah.
A little worried about C-SPAN coming back.
That's fair.
S-SPAN. What are you finding?
Chancellor. It was Mon Mothma first, and then last was Lenever Villicum?
He was some alien guy, I think, because I think he's in the background in that shot when Hosnian Prime gets blown up. If I remember correctly. It doesn't matter.
The capital was... The first one was Chandrila. Then Hosnian Prime was the last capital. What's Chandrila? That sounds familiar.
I don't recognize that name.
Oh, it's where Mon Mothma was from. That makes sense why.
That's fair.
Hey, no, that's where Ben Solo was born.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. Chandrila.
Yeah, I guess it would make sense that Leia would be on the Capitol.
Yeah.
She was in the Senate.
I want to figure out more about this lady real quick. I'm gonna click it on her.
Okay.
I love how I like that chancellors are like
they went back to having a chancellor.
Yeah, after everything that happened.
Well, I guess for the most part, a lot of the people who were old enough to know of Chancellor Palpatine and his rise to power were dead by that time.
Look at this boy.
Yep, he was in the background when Hosnian Prime got blown up.
Yeah,
he was next to her.
He has a big, nice beard. What species is he?
I don't remember what it's
Trasant?
called. They're one of the new sequel species, so I don't remember their names as well.
Tarsant.
At least I think he's a new species.
I don't know how you pronounce that, but Tarsant.
Trasant.
Is it like a croissant?
Yeah, like, we have to look all this stuff up because we don't learn it anywhere. Resistance was a perfect chance to have us learn about the New Republic.
Yeah, let's see what this guy's in. He's in The Force Awakens. Yeah, this guy only appears in The Force Awakens graphic novel adaptation, and The Force Awakens adaptation number 4, whatever that means. He's literally nothing else. He's just a dude they made up. Explore this shit.
He's just the Chancellor. He's just the final Chancellor of the New Republic.
That would have been the real show. Them, like, us learning about
the New Republic?
Yeah.
Seeing how it really didn't grow much beyond the Old Republic, or not the Old Republic, the Galactic Republic.
Yeah.
The Sheev Republic.
What are they calling it now in post Episode 9? The Republic.
The Neo Republic.
The Neo Republic. Why don't they just get a high table and just be like, we're the high table?
That's Old Republic. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I want them to go away from the word Republic. Even though I think that's hard to do at this point.
The good guys always have to... Their name always has to start with an R.
Renaissance.
The Republic, the Rebels, the Resistance.
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance Fair.
But yeah, Resistance.
Yeah, it's a highly disappointing program. I would not recommend you watch it if you're an adult.
Yeah.
It's the only Star Wars content that I've consumed in most of my life that I truly dislike.
Yeah.
That and Clone Wars movie. The only two pieces of Star Wars content I truly don't like. I really don't like Phantom Menace that much, but it has a lot of redeemable stuff in it.
It does have redeemable stuff in it, yeah.
Let's talk about our favorite episode, though, of Resistance. We have the same one, I think, right?
The Sith Temple?
The only interesting one.
With Mika Gray, or whatever her name is. In it.
Yeah. It's an episode... Do you remember what planet they're on?
It's some new planet, I think.
Yeah, but they find a Sith temple.
They find a Jedi temple first.
Yes.
And a Sith temple is buried underneath it, which is an old practice that used to happen a lot.
Yeah, because the Jedi like to...
In Legends.
The Jedi used to like to show how powerful they are. Like,
it's
a very hubristic move.
Well, it was also like a... Like, if like... It's like a... What's the word? It's like an exorcism, basically.
Yeah.
It's like building a church on somewhere that's, like, unholy. It's not necessarily... Like, it is kind of hubristic.
It is. It's kind of cocky in a way.
It's kind of cocky in the Jedi sense, because we know Jedi are incompetent as fuck, but in, like... That's, like, something that would actually happen. Like, you want to purify the area. It's just, we know the Jedi weren't strong enough for that.
Yeah.
But the Sith temple's buried underneath it. And Kaz flubs his way in there. With the two kids who...
That also... I just saw them when I was looking at this up. Why? You introduced them. They seemed like that was going somewhere.
Their little plot point?
Yeah. That never went anywhere.
Kylo killed their whole planet.
Yeah. Kel and Aaliyah. Like, why... I feel like there was leading... Remember when they went to a planet...
That was the last episode they were in.
Yeah, remember they went to their home planet, right?
Yeah, and they found the new cool-looking First Order Raiders.
Yeah, Poe was with them in that episode, right?
Yeah.
And then they found a teddy bear, and Cass took it. You didn't give the teddy bear to anyone! You should have gave it to Kel and Aaliyah! Then they would have had a traumatic moment like, oh, that was you were at my home?
You were at our home?
Oh, what happened?
Did you see the guy in the black mask that killed our parents right in front of our eyes? Yeah, what the fuck? No, what happened to them?
Like, I feel like the show is clearly, like, just be like, okay, final season, this isn't working. We don't have an audience.
Yeah.
We clearly don't have a plan or a vision for it.
But that would have been at least an interesting plot line to go through. Like, why did Kylo murder these people?
Right? Well, he's Kylo. He was trying to...
Well, yeah, but it would have been...
Mika Gray.
Mika Gray.
I was right.
So I was right.
She was interesting because she's looking for these Sith relics. That's all she's been doing.
As all the First Order Raiders.
Yeah, like, why? I want to know why they wanted the Sith relic. I want to know why she was searching for him. Obviously, she's like, just so it won't get in their hands. But after she finds him, she's like, okay, I'll just go in the Colossus now.
But yeah, like, also, like, who is she?
Yeah.
Why does she even know about these relics?
Right.
Is she from a planet that had a Sith relic and the First Order Raiders killed everyone or something?
Is she a former Sith? Is she a former dark side wielder?
Has she been to Mustafar?
Is she Mustafar?
Is she a Mustafarian? She's not. We know what Mustafarians look like.
I forgot about those kids, man.
I forgot about them too. They stopped showing up after that.
Yeah, but that was like the coolest episode. Because we're like, oh shit, they're exploring more like the Force, and like what's happening, like Sith temples, Sith relics, but all.
And she hated Kaz as much as we did.
Yeah, because you're like, dude, stop moving, stop talking, stop.
Just stop. And then he keeps flubbing around.
Yeah,
and she just gets really mad at him.
Oh, Kaz, Kazuto Xiono, how you left me.
How you Jar Jar'd.
How you Jar Jar'd your way to success.
He really is, like, he is a human Jar Jar. Because he does the exact same things. He flubs his way to victory. And he's super clumsy.
Yeah.
But
Jar Jar's more likable.
Because he's not the main character.
Yeah.
We don't have to suffer through Jar Jar. If Jar Jar was in every episode, it'd be
he is in episode 1, 2, and 3.
I meant of like Clone Wars. He shows up every now and again in Clone Wars, and usually they use him well, and then he stops showing up.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to see him every episode, because the bit gets old.
Yeah. The Kaz bit always got old.
The bit of Kaz being anemic, I could see it being funny in the first, like, couple times. When it happens literally every time anyone hands him something. He was in the fucking Navy.
Right.
How can you not even lift up anything? He was in the military.
Do you think there's someone out there whose favorite character in Star Wars is Kaz?
I'm sure.
Kazuto Xiono? I'm
sure. There's someone out there who everyone...
Do you think they're older than 7?
I'm gonna plead the fifth there.
Plead the fifth.
Such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, this show...
You know what the best thing about Resistance is? It was blissfully short.
Niku hitting people with wrenches.
That was really good.
The guy and his mop thingy.
That saga was pretty good.
That's
the thing. We might be overselling it a bit.
Yeah, you should watch the show. It's cinema.
No.
That's overselling it.
That's overselling it, but we're overselling how bad it is.
It's the most mediocre show in existence.
It's just, we're such big... I know, obviously, we knew Dave Filoni wasn't, like, super involved in it, but when you see the Dave Filoni name...
Yeah.
After Clone Wars and Rebels...
Mm-hmm.
It's
pretty obvious he was not involved in this.
Yeah. But I feel like he was involved in the concepting, because strong concepts.
The idea, yeah. The idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a show. If you're one of those people like us who you just kind of have to consume every canon bit of Star Wars media.
Because we want to?
Yeah, then sure, go ahead and watch it. If you're a casual fan, or if you're over the age of 11, then I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
If you're under the age of 11, you'll probably really like the show. That's not meant to be an insult either.
No.
I know it sounds like an insult, but it's not meant to be.
Can't believe you said that about me, Dad.
Because it's a kid's show. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Clone Wars and Rebels are made for Star Wars fans. Resistance is made for kids. Specifically kids. That's what it comes down to.
Yes. I wonder if Resistance had, like, more seasons.
It could have developed into...
would have eventually done, like, what Rebels and Clone Wars did. Like, grew up with its audience.
Potentially.
But it didn't deserve the opportunity,
Well, I don't like to say it doesn't deserve the opportunity. Everything deserves a chance to be good.
It had 2 seasons. Season 2 had no plot. Literally not a plot.
Yeah. But still, like... Everything deserves a chance.
Yeah, well, you guys should watch it.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, maybe if it had more seasons, they could actually have a plot eventually.
Eventually.
You never know.
Yeah.
And maybe it could have gone somewhere really interesting.
Maybe it'll come back.
No.
Resistance saved.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Woo!
No one's clamoring for that.
I was clamoring for it to end.
I remember how mad you were when the credits just started rolling.
You're like, that's it? What? That was the second time that day when the credits rolled on something. I just got pissed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was...
It was weird. Like I said, Yeager, awesome. Like, his plot with his brother killing his family and shit, that's interesting.
That's definitely
He was a former rebel, and he
fought in the Battle of Jakku.
Yeah, and he just, like, was in the closet just living his best life as a mechanic, you know?
Just, like, hiding out, basically.
Yeah.
Everyone but Kaz had, an interesting story.
Or potential to be more interesting than they...
And none of them went anywhere.
Like that one guy, the ex-Imperial guy who was just a pilot, one of the aces. He was cool.
Griff?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cool. I like that he was, like, one of Doza's underlings.
Yeah, who left with him.
And Doza was like, hey, you can come with me if you want. You're, like, the only good TIE fighter pilot.
Right.
Period.
We're better than this. To be fair, he was a very TIE fighter pilot, but he crashed a lot.
I was going to say that. I do like... That's a bit that I do like. I don't know if it's actually meant to be a bit.
But, yeah.
But I find it hilarious. He's the TIE fighter pilot, and he's an ace pilot, but he crashes literally every time. Because in his heart, he's still a TIE fighter pilot.
Yeah, he's not good enough.
Yeah. That I thought was funny.
What are your thoughts on Hype Phazon?
He was fine.
He was fine.
They didn't, like, oversaturate us with him.
Yeah.
Which is good.
He had that one fun episode where they raced for the huts.
The casino.
The casino one. That one was kind of fun.
Yeah, I liked that episode fine.
Yeah. The finale, though, Dan. What did you think of the finale? How did they wrap up this great saga they were telling us?
We watched the semi-final episode, and going into the final episode, I was like, the fuck is the plot even going to be? There's no plot.
Like, there's no setup to anything. It's just them, like, running from the First Order and then, like, okay, we gotta beat them now. Yeah,
and then they just blow up the Star Destroyer, like... Also, the fact that the Colossus escapes in, like, every episode from the First Order... Why don't they eventually just send a second Star Destroyer? They sent, like, 40 to bomb that fish planet.
Right.
Just send 2! Because every time the Colossus escapes, their shields are about to go down.
Yeah.
Just send a second one!
It's so weird.
Or cut them off! Do something! You see they can get away. And their plans don't change. Like Pyre and Tierney, their goal is to find the Colossus. What's your plan after that? Because they always run away! They didn't have there was no... They didn't learn, like, oh, they can get away, so let's call in some backup. Or send, like, their TIE fighters can go into hyperspace now. Because the First Order's a bit better than the Empire. So have, like, TIE fighters pincer them, and then you get them from the back or something. No, let's just keep running at them.
Right. The real title of Star Wars should have been Star Wars Resistance, not learning to be competent after mistakes.
And, like, I lost my train of thought when I was ranting about military tactics.
The general should have been better!
But, you can only fail so many times before it's like...
Kylo should have killed him.
He killed Tierney.
Yeah. No, it didn't show it. The ship blew up. That killed Tierney.
No, Kylo killed her.
We don't have proof. Give me hard evidence.
She's gonna come back as a droid.
She'll kill other people, like CB-23.
Yeah.
Or knock them down.
What was the... I was about to say something.
What was the plot of the show? We still don't know. We're trying to figure it out. That's why we're talking it through right now. What happened, Dan?
The fuck was
what
that?
happened? The show? What happened in the show?
I had a point I wanted to make, and I don't remember what I was going to say.
Was it had anything to do with how,
incompetency?
The bird and the pig guy were pretty cool?
Oh, no, those guys were pretty cool. They were... The first
old married couple.
Yeah, the first openly gay Star Wars couple.
We have to assume.
It's very assumable.
Yeah.
And they're both men. They both go by he.
Yeah.
Just saying, Star Wars, you can have them be gay, but you can't have Finn and Poe be gay? I'm just saying. But what I was gonna say was I get
Oh yeah, right here an article.
What?
Star Wars producers confirmed that franchise's first openly gay on-screen couple, which is them. What's their names?
Flix and Orca, I think.
Yeah, Flix and Orca.
They ran the mechanic shop.
They were funny though.
They were pretty funny.
Yeah, I liked them.
What I was gonna say was like I get that sure maybe you don't want to do a show like Rebels where it has one like overarching plot, but you already have like the sample with Clone Wars, where Clone Wars was a bunch of sagas divided up. Like you would have like a 4-episode arc and then like a 3-episode arc and so on and so forth. But you still had overarching plot lines,
and it was good enough where people were like, "Here's a list of how to watch these in the right order."
Yeah. But like you still had overarching plot lines. Like Maul shows up and then he's gone for a couple arcs, but then he comes back again. And like so do it like that if you don't want it to be linear. Do it like where you have these little episodic things like the hut racing and all those little like the pirate arc and stuff, but still have an overarching background plot going on.
Okay, we were talking about this a little yesterday. R2-D2 arc.
Oh no.
Is the R2-D2 arc better or worse than any of the Resistance show?
The only episode I will say definitively is better is the Sith Temple.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's the only episode of Resistance that I was like, this is actually cool. Every other episode I was like, I'm doing a sleep face.
You should know a lot about Resistance though, because while we were watching it, I'm like, was on my phone and be like, Dan, what happened?
Yeah, I had to keep filling you in on what happened.
It was fun.
And you would constantly ask what happened right after they just said what happened.
That's how little I was paying attention, because I could not have cared less.
Yeah.
I could literally not have cared less. It sucks though, because I wanted to like this show so much.
I
wanted it to be good too, because the sequel era is my favorite. I want to know everything from after 6 to everything.
Everything beyond.
Everything beyond 9. That's like that and like between 3 and 4 are like my favorite parts of Star Wars.
So much sliding.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I wanted to like it too, because I want to explore more of this era, but God!
It was
so hard for me to not open up my laptop and start playing games. You have no goddamn idea.
Yeah.
But then neither of us would know what the fuck's going on, so we wouldn't be able to make a video about it.
Right. This is content, man.
This is content.
What do you guys think of Resistance, though? Have you watched it? Tell us if you like it and why you like it. I would love to know.
Yeah, please.
I hope you like it. I want people to enjoy what you enjoy, but, like, yeah. Tell us what you like about it. Who's your favorite character?
Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
Me?
Of Resistance, yes, you.
Doza's wife, Anissa. Her and Niku, probably. And then Sith Lady. Mika Gray.
Okay.
Top 5. Doza. Vanessa Doza, I think that's her name.
Yes.
Niku.
Yes.
Jaeger.
Okay.
Mika Gray.
Waiting in anticipation.
And the 5th and final character is...
Holy shit, the wave.
I don't fucking know. That's it, them 4.
The bar was so small, and then once we started tapping, it's just a block of sound.
Yeah, well, I don't know who 5 would be, honestly. Other Doza? Husband Doza?
And of course, we're going by the rule of it can't be already existing characters.
Yeah, or Resistance Original.
Yeah, it can't be like BB-8 and Poe.
I said my favorite Resistance character is number 1, Kylo Ren. Number 2,
yeah, exactly.
Number 3, BB-8. Number 4,
Vanessa
Doza.
Because those are the only...
Number 5, Captain Phasma.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, I like Yeager and Niku more than Phasma.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe if you read the Phasma book.
That's true.
Or the Phasma comic.
I read the comic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not.
It was really just her escaping the garbage chute.
Oh, okay.
And getting to...
So that's how she got... It's
just how she gets to episode 8, pretty much.
How she survived.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I like it, but she has a cool outfit.
Oh, yeah, the, like, scavenger
yeah.
outfit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember seeing that when people were like, this skin should be in Battlefront, and I'm like, yes.
It should be. I'd play as Phasma in Battlefront if that was your skin.
That'd be a dope skin. And you don't even have to reskin her blaster, because it was still chrome in that outfit.
Yeah. Be cool. Cool beans.
Where does Kaz rank in your Star Wars Resistance character list? Of just Resistance.
Last. Like I said, he's down there with like Jar Jar and yeah. Who are like truly unbearable at times.
Yeah.
I'd say I almost said Rose, but I have no feelings whatsoever positively or negatively about Rose. She just exists.
She's just there.
Yeah.
I have maybe slight.
But I want to put her down there like Kaz.
No, not
Kaz.
No.
Kaz makes her look like one of the best characters in Star Wars.
Exactly. Like, you're like completely neutral on Rose. I'm a little bit negative, but I just don't care.
I was just trying to think of who are like the most like Star Wars fans have the most negative opinions about. Jar Jar
and Rose.
Rose are the two ones.
Those are the two.
I know people don't like Holdo, but also I don't think they've read the book.
That's also a much smaller...
And that's also just like a part of the Last Jedi thing.
That's a much smaller community in general as well.
What, the Last Jedi haters?
No. Of people who hate Holdo.
Yeah.
I've seen more people defend Holdo than hate Holdo.
Yeah. I'm a Holdo defender, personally.
I'm very neutral.
Who else are like the people...
that like Star Wars fans despise?
Yeah.
Any sequel character.
I'm gonna Google this.
You're just gonna get a bunch of sequel character results.
I hope not. Like, who in the sequel character like would you hate that much?
I don't know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no one like I get not liking them, but like hating them.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, there's a Jar Jars.
I Google it, put it in Google, and it's literally Jar Jar pops up.
Who is the most hated Star Wars character? Yeah. Is that what you looked up?
Right here. Screen Rant. This is an article from 2019. Oh, this is recently.
What's the article called?
Top 10 most hated Star Wars characters. This is interesting.
Do they mean for them or for the fandom?
Let's see.
Because if it's just their ranking, then... gripping content.
Woohoo!
Of just reading an article real quick.
It's just fandom.
Fandom? Okay.
Which is weird because number 10 is Jar Jar.
Number 10 is Jar Jar?
Yeah. Let's go through this.
That's weird.
Number 9 is Boss Nass.
What? I love Boss Nass.
That's weird. I don't think people have strong opinions about Boss Nass.
I love Boss Nass. Just because I like how he blubbers.
Only money.
Watto?
Yeah, Watto's number 8.
What?
I get it. Watto's like the meme where like you have to like you either hate him or you just love him jokingly.
I love Watto unironically.
I have a feeling that all the top ones are going to be sequel characters, like you were saying.
I love Watto more than my own son, and if I ever have a son, please tell him I said that.
Newt Gunray. I get it because he's kind of racist.
Oh yeah, that's true. Kind of.
Yeah, he's very racist.
Very racist. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is a weird list. Number 6 is Fody and Bede.
Who the fuck is that?
The announcers at the pod race.
What?
I don't like this list.
They're all just episode 1
No, we're getting to episode. Rose is gonna be number 1, I bet.
Probably.
Anakin Skywalker is number 5. So it's specifically young Anakin.
So it's basically
Jake Lloyd. They hate Jake Lloyd.
This is just the fuck Phantom Menace. To be fair, Phantom Menace really.
Whoa! See, I don't trust this article. Number 4 is Salacious B. Crumb.
What?
What? How do you hate Salacious B. Crumb?
Talk about a truly sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Number 3 is Rose.
I think I know who 1's gonna be. It's gonna make you very upsetty.
Who, Holdo?
No.
Rey?
Yeah.
Number 2 is Vice Admiral Holdo. This list is so bullshit.
A lot of people really hate Rey.
I'm scared.
I knew it!
Why?
I knew it!
This is fucking dumb.
I'm really surprised you didn't guess that. There's a lot of Rey haters.
That is literally the reason she's been accused of being overpowered.
I'm just still shocked at Jar Jar.
Did she beat Kylo Ren with no training? Did she beat him?
I mean,
I don't.
She would have killed him.
I feel like winning a fight with a lightsaber is pretty obvious. I don't think anybody won the Starkiller base fight.
I mean, she would have killed him if it wasn't for the ground cracking between them.
But also, he took.
But I agree that I think she should have won the fight.
He literally got yeeted by a.
Yeah, I think she did win, and she should have won we've had this conversation on the podcast before.
We saw stormtroopers get literally yeeted.
Yeeted by a bowcaster.
By a bowcaster.
And he tanked that shit. That's like, I feel like that's like, I always applaud. I wish I read the guy's username, but I saw on like a Reddit thread of like what's the most misconceived plot point in a movie, and it was that. It was like, we see throughout the whole movie people getting thrown over the room by the bowcaster, and Kylo Ren just tanks it. That's why he loses. Yeah. It was like a comment on a Reddit thread. I wish I knew the username.
Right here too. Bested Luke Skywalker in a showdown.
Luke was fucking with her.
And also, Luke had been cut off from the Force for a decade.
Yeah. Well, also, she didn't even hit him.
Yeah.
Until she hit him once, and then called a lightsaber, and he didn't have a lightsaber.
Yeah. That's not even...
No shit.
It's not even a showdown.
No shit, the person with a lightsaber is gonna win.
Right. Look, it's a guy who's been cut off from the Force.
And is unarmed.
This is... Oh, my God.
Plus, he didn't want to fight her. He was training her. He didn't want to fight her.
Yeah.
I know he told her to leave, but that doesn't mean he wants to kill her. He didn't even fight back. He, like, kept swatting her away. If anything, it showed that he was just fucking with her.
I love how it says many regard Adam Driver's character as a whiny, frustrated teenager. This just reminds me of one of the problems with Star Wars in general. They want every character to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
This character needs to be Luke, but a little better.
But they complain when characters are too similar.
Right? I'm pissed. I did not actually think Rey would be on that list.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't.
Well, I'm in the subsect of the community of where like I'm a Rey fan, so like I see a lot of positive Rey stuff on Twitter.
See, I look at Reddit.
So you're deep into the neckbeard community. I'm deep into the feminist Twitter community.
Not anymore. I only look at Star Wars.
I'm not saying we're part of it. I'm just saying we see those communities.
No, but I don't even see the toxic one anymore because I only follow Star Wars Cantina now. Follow Star Wars Cantina on Reddit. They're the positive one.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool people over there.
Yeah.
I used to follow the main Star Wars subreddit.
That's just accessible.
And you would have thought that Rey like personally raped their family. With the way these people talk about sequel characters. Like, goddamn.
Let's see what the top thing on the Star Wars Reddit right now is. Let's see how toxic it is. You ready for this?
Watch it be, like, super positive. Because the main Star Wars Reddit, I don't want to say it's, like, the most toxic cesspool on the internet. There are positive posts on the main Star Wars subreddit.
The top post right now is just the Clone Wars trailer.
Yeah, there are positive posts on the Star Wars Reddit. However, it's the biggest Star Wars Reddit, which you know what that means? That's where the toxic people go. Because it's the biggest one. That's why they should all go to r/saltier than crate, which is the subreddit literally made to shit on the sequels. You can go there, that's fine. I've seen plenty of positive posts on the main Star Wars subreddit. That's why I followed it for so long.
Yeah, there's actually not that much bad stuff on here right now.
Well, especially now that it's been long enough, but I had to unfollow it after Last Jedi.
Oh, for sure.
That was when I stopped following it, because that was when the toxicness was real bad. Nowadays, it's a lot more positive, but I just don't care enough to go back.
Right.
So they do have positive people there.
Yes.
You know, but Star Wars Cantina is where it's at. Because that's the positive. That's the one where it's like, the rule is, you don't have to like everything. Just don't shit on everything.
Right.
We're here to
celebrate Star Wars.
Yeah, we're here to enjoy Star Wars. Especially considering how much the internet hates Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's all Star Wars fans.
Do you know how hard it is, Dan, when everybody despises the things you truly love? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I describe my life in 2019. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From Rey to Daenerys to Game of Thrones to Star Wars to everything. 2019 was a year. At least people love Ahsoka.
Yes.
My favorite Star Wars character.
People, there's not really, I don't ever see any hate for Ahsoka. Ahsoka's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, hell,
except that one guy. Fucking idiot. Fuck that idiot. I'm sure if you guys might have seen that video, probably now we don't have viewers, but yeah.
Like, she's so popular to the point that people basically brigade for her to be put in Battlefront. Calling it February, she's getting put in.
I'm so excited for this post episode 9 world where they're gonna create like a new where everything's like connected and like
it better be,
and like they don't have to worry about a saga in 3 movies and like it's a crime that the best Star Wars character, one of the best Star Wars characters, is not like in the any of the main films
or even mentioned.
You know what I mean? It's so weird.
Like,
well, she's in 9 technically. We hear her voice.
Her voice is in 9, but
which is awesome.
Which is great. But I would have killed for Luke to mention, like, to be like, I learned all this stuff about the Jedi because someone.
We're gonna get. I'm telling you, I literally called this the night of the Rebels finale.
You did.
So remember this. You can look at my tweet from that night.
Yeah.
In the Rebel sequel series, which is currently rumored for August. No, not for August. For fall. For winter 2020 to premiere in winter 2020, which will probably be December.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Ahsoka will run into Luke. Luke will teach her the ways of the Jedi. And she'll teach Luke why they're flawed. And that will help Luke lead us down his path where he eventually is like, the Jedi are fucked up. This will obviously be before probably he does the Kylo moment.
Yeah.
That's probably why part of that moment happened too, because he had such a he
had such a doubt.
He said such like everything he believed in, like he learned like how flawed they were, and because obviously if everything's as it should be, Jason's part of
his school,
Luke's school. That's why Ahsoka and Hera and Sabine would be there.
It would probably be they meet when Ahsoka's going along to bring Jason there.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
I'd assume she'd bring Ahsoka with her. Be like,
yeah, because it would be like, hey, can you check this guy out and make sure he's good?
Besides, and then plus the whole connection of Luke being Anakin being Luke's dad.
Well, I don't think they would know that because I don't think most of the galaxy didn't know who Vader really was.
But I bet they would feel it in the Force.
No, yeah, I bet they find out when they meet.
Yeah. And that whole, like, that, I think they should meet just because of that reason.
Where they're, like, surrogate siblings, almost.
And then they fucking make Rey. Oh, wait, that can't happen anymore.
God.
Remember that theory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, who else would tell Luke how flawed the Jedi are?
That's true.
Yoda obviously didn't. Obi Wan obviously didn't. So who told him? Who better than the one who abandoned the Order?
Yes, because they abandoned her.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, mainly because we gotta just talk about this every week now. This is a bit.
Oh no.
Okay.
I didn't want to bring it up again.
We're not having a discussion. It's just a question. Rey parent theory. What do you like better, Luke and Ahsoka as Rey's parents, or Palpatine's granddaughter? Pick one.
Palpy.
You don't like Ahsoka and Luke as Rey's parent theory?
Mostly because Rey's a full human.
So
she's not half.
Science is weird, Dan.
She's not part Tigretta. To group.
Maybe Tigreta's a recessive gene.
That's not how species work.
Maybe
we've seen what
this is Star Wars, Dan. This ain't real life. Get your facts, your science, your physics out of here.
A species can't be okay.
You understand what I'm saying, though, right?
Of those two, I pick her being a clone.
Of those two, I pick her being the son of brother and daughter.
Incest.
Oh man, Star Wars.
I like how you said brother and daughter.
One day I'll get over Rey being a Palpatine. Maybe once we learn more about I want to learn more about Palpatine's kids.
I want to learn more about who he fucked.
What if he made him?
If his son was the Force child?
Yeah.
Why? Why not just have Rey as the Force child then?
Because they don't have a plan. But what if, because, we gotta find someone who we believe Palpatine would fuck.
In a galaxy of trillions.
I honestly believe, I wouldn't be, mainly because it's Star Wars and what happened, maybe Palpatine, no one wanted to fuck Palpatine, maybe Palpatine just did some inappropriate stuff.
It's Disney.
He used the Force to insert his
finger blast someone?
Yeah, to insert his specimen into another lady.
I don't think Disney would okay that plot point.
I know.
That's the most logical plot point. However, in a galaxy of trillions.
Oh yeah, we did kind of talk about this last week.
Trillions.
There's someone for everyone.
Someone is aroused by that ballsack face.
Yeah.
Someone. Or maybe he can lay the moves on. He tricked a whole galaxy into believing he was a good guy.
He did.
Maybe he put on like a good guy, like, I care about the people.
he put on like a Halloween mask of like a normal human being.
No, he used his Sith alchemy.
Or maybe he just wore a helmet all the time, like a clone, like a stormtrooper outfit, and he's like, I'm a clone. And then when they fucked, he didn't take the helmet off.
Well, I
like to think clones, when they fuck each other, they don't take the helmet off. Yeah.
Why each other? Because incest in Star Wars?
No, because who else are they gonna fuck?
Twi'leks?
I guess.
Whores?
I guess.
They have a bar on Coruscant.
I guess.
And there was a bunch of Twi'leks in there.
I was like,
but incest and Star Wars do go together like chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So guys, that was Resistance.
Yeah.
Did it hold up? Was it good? Do we recommend it? Nope. Yes. But the last one says, do we recommend it? No. One yes in there somewhere. You get to choose.
Viewer's choice.
Viewer's choice. Tell us, like I said, tell us what you think about it. I would love to know.
I would, yeah.
What you like about it.
If you really,
because I'm glad you like it. If you like it.
If you really like it, please tell me how, so that I can enjoy it too. Because I really want to.
All right.
Are we in the wrong mindset?
If we know anything about us, Dan, we'll always try to find a reason to like Star Wars.
Yes.
Even sometimes we can't, like Resistance.
Yeah. We always gotta try. We pride ourselves on being very positive, whereas Star Wars fans are typically very negative.
Yes. Last Jedi, best Star Wars movie. Second best.
I don't know where it ranks for me, but it's up there.
Top 3, right?
Maybe not top 3, but definitely top 5.
Top 4. Your top 3: Rogue One, Revenge, and Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In interchanging order.
Yeah, my top 3 is
those 3 shift.
Empire, Last Jedi, Force Awakens, in that order.
I don't have an order for the top 3. Depends on what day you ask me.
Yeah.
Usually Empire is second.
No matter what.
Most of the time, and then it's either Rogue One or Revenge. They just trade between first and third.
Yeah, we know what's last though. Star Wars Resistance.
It's not a movie.
Who cares? I want to do a ranking of just Star Wars properties in general.
If we're talking about Star Wars properties, then for me it's Clone Wars, Rebels, then those 3 movies.
Mine's Rebels, Empire, Last Jedi, Clone Wars, or Clone Wars, Last Jedi, and Mandalorian's up there too.
Yeah, Mando's really high up there too.
Okay, well, now that we talked about Resistance, Dan,
yeah,
we're not even going to talk about KOTOR. There's rumors that a KOTOR video game's going to happen. Once we get more information, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, there's not too much to talk about.
We're going to talk about the Obi Wan show, though.
Yes.
And then we'll end the pod.
There's
the Obi Wan show, Dan. Put on hold. The scripts need some reworking. Oh man. It makes me nervous. Even though McGregor's out there saying everything's fine, we're just reworking the scripts are good, we're gonna just got pushed back a few months, we're gonna start shooting again in a few months, everything's fine. Is everything fine, Dan?
I don't think so.
I don't think so?
I really don't think so.
Yeah?
I'm worried that
about the Disney influence, or
yes, I'm worried about.
Because I'm not worried about Deborah Chow or Ewan McGregor or anything like that.
Definitely not Ewan McGregor. We don't know no matter what Obi Wan will be acted.
I don't know who wrote the scripts though. Like who's because we know it was a movie.
Yes.
And then we know that movie got turned into
a... Is that a fact? We know for
yes,
sure.
It was originally a movie, but Solo happened, and then they're like, okay, we can't do a movie. even like I know even people I don't know about Disney, but I know like people like McGregor wanted to be like a trilogy. So I'm like, and then they're like, they realized how good Disney Plus was, and like, okay, Mandalorian, like 6-hour movie series, 6-hour series, and yeah, God.
I'm just worried that it's a similar situation to the Rise script, where it's like, oh, it's too connective.
It's too in the weeds.
Which is just the dumbest excuse of all time.
Right.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about, like you said, I'm not worried about like the director or McGregor. I'm worried about Disney influence.
Well, I'm glad they pushing back's never a bad thing. Like work on it, make sure it's right, especially like with video games and stuff. But like,
it just makes me uneasy. What?
Oh, I'm reading articles and it says the show won't start shooting until January
of 2021.
Yeah. But Ewan McGregor was out there saying a lot of the problems with it are bullshit. So.
A lot of problems.
Do we believe McGregor where he's like, we're not problems, we're just pushing it back? Or
what do you mean? He said the problems.
He says everything's fine.
So he's saying it's not due to script.
He says that he has came out and said the scripts are good, but we're pushing it back to work on it more.
Well, no matter what, I trust him to handle Obi Wan.
Yeah. It's always sad when. Especially because, like, I don't trust... I've always been a Kathleen Kennedy defender.
Yes.
But also, like, after episode 9, I'm like... It was clearly, like, everybody's hands were in the pot trying to do something. So, I feel like we've had this discussion on here before already, too, but, like, it's hard not to, especially...
Nowadays,
just tell a story.
Yeah.
And don't worry about it. Like... Stop trying to make everyone happy. And I feel like between episode 9, like, it's like Solo happened. Oh, no one liked it. It didn't make money. Okay, people want a certain thing. Oh, everyone hated The Last Jedi. Oh, now let's do episode 9, where you still have a lot of people who are mad about episode 9. Some who hated The Last Jedi, some who loved The Last Jedi, for like the exact same reasons.
Yep.
You're not telling a story.
Yeah.
You're telling plot points.
Yeah. You're telling Spark Notes.
You're selling Spark Notes to make everybody happy, and then the result, it makes nobody happy.
It makes no one thrilled. It just leaves most people feeling neutral.
Wouldn't you rather have a subsect of, like, really happy people, even though you have a subsect of people who really don't like it?
Yeah.
Instead of a bunch of people who are just like, eh.
Yeah.
But that's Rise of Skywalker in a nutshell. I liked it. I don't have strong feelings about it. I'd rather people have strong feelings about it than no feelings about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fair.
Like,
though I don't necessarily like the degree of vile with like The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah, that's grody. Also, there's some, I don't know how to believe this or not, but there's been a lot of rumor about Russian bots with The Last Jedi stuff.
In what regard?
Review bombing and
people on the internet. I think that's been pretty much outed as incorrect.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that multiple times since then.
I've heard it multiple times, but I've also heard that it's been completely debunked.
Yeah.
Besides, it wouldn't surprise me that Star Wars fans would review bomb something.
Yeah. Grant,
but it's just angry people on the internet. People review bomb everything for the smallest infractions.
To be fair, the people who are review bombing The Last Jedi and like stuff like that are the same people who have the petition out right now to get Brie Larson out of the role of Captain Marvel. Fucking dumb people.
I love when people do the petitions for like
dumb stuff,
movies and fiction and shit.
Remake this, get rid of this person. How's The Last Jedi remake coming, guys?
Because no one gives a shit if you signed a petition about fiction.
Right. Go put that energy into something useful.
Yeah. If you don't like it, then don't watch it.
Right.
There are real problems that you can use that energy for.
That's the thing. Tell a story that's inspired, that's original, that's not exactly the same that we've seen before, and people are going to either respond to it or they're not. Don't try to make a cookie cutter like Star Wars movie where everything's...
Also, don't fucking keep mixing 100 hands in it.
Yeah.
Just let the writers write.
Also have a plan.
Yes, have a plan, and also let the writers write.
Yeah.
Don't give them all these fucking restrictions.
Did we talk about this on the podcast? I don't know. I think it was just me talking to you in the car. There was an interview of Josh Gad on Conan.
Yeah, that was in the car.
Where he said he visited this. Well, Daisy invited him to visit the set, and it was one of the last days of reshoots. And the first scene they saw him reshooting was, "You are a Palpatine." It was Ian McDermott, and I'm like, that just tells me everything I need to know about this. How episode 9 went down. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be one of those people at episode 9 where it's like I'm gonna be one of those annoying DC fans, like release the Snyder cut, like release the JJ cut, you know? Like, so I'm telling you, like Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, too many people have their hands in this movie.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I get wanting to have your hands in it, but it just muddles everything.
Yeah. They should have went to Mortis, you know?
They should have had a plan. From episode 7.
Right.
They had Ben planned.
Clearly.
And that's about it.
I think they should have. Let's imagine a world where Ryan Johnson directs episode 9.
That would have never happened.
Because I remember leading up to episode 8, everyone's like, after Chirag got outed, everyone was hearing good things about episode 8. They're like, oh, let's have Ryan Johnson direct 9 too. Why not? We're hearing good things about it. Kathleen Kennedy's very happy with it.
And then it happened.
Then it happened. Oh, God, it happened.
Yeah. I want to see the world where they had a plan.
Right. Yeah, but Obi Wan.
Yeah, the Obi Wan
show. So
makes me nervous, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Let's just see if they keep mixing their fucking hands into everything.
What do you think the plot of the Obi Wan show is?
Him hiding on Tatooine?
Well, obviously, but like,
and protecting Luke.
Who's the bad guy? Vader?
No, because we know Vader never finds him.
Maul?
We see what happens when Maul finally finds him in Rebels.
Kira?
If Kira knows, then Maul would know.
Who's the bad guy?
Commander Cody.
Really?
I don't know. General Grievous.
Oh,
bringing him back.
Oh God, that'd be awful. Mace Windu.
What
if it is Mace Windu?
Why would he be a villain?
Because after Anakin cut his arm off, he's like, "Fuck this shit."
To be fair, I think obviously if they're changing the scripts, could be changing.
Oh, they're changing like the like you said, plot writing.
I read somewhere at some point that it is a familiar face.
Hondo. I'm telling you, it might be Vader.
But we know Vader never finds him in the Vader comics and shit. He's always looking for him, but never finds him.
Yeah.
And when they meet each other on the Death Star, Vader's like, "Last time I saw you, I was but a learner, but now I am the master." He wouldn't say that to him if he saw him like last week.
Yeah.
So it can't be Vader.
Thrawn?
Maybe, but
it could be.
I don't know why Thrawn would be hunting Obi Wan.
Because he's a Jedi. They're trying to kill the Jedi. It could be Inquisitors.
It could be Inquisitors, but I think that also... I don't know. That's the thing, is that I feel like it also... Unless it's like every time Obi-Wan sees an Inquisitor, he kills them before they can transmit where he is.
It's going to be a Force guy.
But then you run into the thing of like, oh, well, we sent this Inquisitor to Tatooine and they just never came back. Huh. You know? I don't know. I feel like it's Grievous.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Or like he was basically a droid.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a Sith.
I don't think so. Well, also the only Siths are Palpatine and Vader.
Okay, it's gonna be a dark side Force user.
I could maybe see Inquisitor, but I don't know how they would explain him not being found after an Inquisitor finds him.
Because he's good.
So they're like, oh, this Inquisitor went to Tatooine?
It's all that training you're so worried about. He had it. He can hide.
Listen here.
He learned from Yoda.
But I mean, like...
He knows how to hide.
The Empire knows where the Inquisitors are going, and, now they just didn't return from Tatooine? I guess something must be there. Hey, Vader, you want to check this out?
He can still hide.
I don't know. I don't...
Honestly, if it's not a Force user, I don't give a fuck about the show. You know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna see him fighting, like, running from Hondo?
It's not Hondo.
Like, what? Let's do a Google search again.
See what
Potential Obi Wan villains.
Well, look, I could also see it being more like, not necessarily him like directly fighting an antagonist, but more of like trying to make sure that he's not found. You know?
Okay, this is an article from Esquire.
I don't know who that is.
I think. Esquire Middle East.
Ah.
Let me see them.
Yeah.
How would you feel if the show... What if the show literally is just the lead up to the Maul, Obi-Wan, and Rebels, and they just redo the fight?
I like that fight, though. I don't see much of a need to redo the fight.
No, they do it the exact same way.
Oh. So that would mean Ezra was in it.
Well, yeah, the show does take... according to this article, the show takes place around the time of Solo, and it says it's likely Maul will appear on the show in some way, especially since the series takes place around the same time as Solo. And it will retcon the events of the animated series. I don't think they'd do that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because it destroys any... Like, that was Maul's entire purpose in Rebels.
Yeah.
That was the only thing he cared about, was finding Kenobi.
And also, since the showrunner worked on... with Filoni on the thing...
Yeah.
I don't think... Yeah.
I don't see retconning Rebels.
Okay, this article didn't give me much. There's one... This is an article from 2017. We're just going to go with... It's possible villains for an Obi-Wan standalone film. Same kind of thing.
Yeah, same
It's
concept.
the same time period. Okay, Jabba, that's interesting. You'd be fighting the bounty hunters and the mob on Tatooine. Yeah.
Get my boy Umbo.
There's only one, or do I have to click another button?
Well, that's how they get you to get more clicks.
This is next. Sand people or worse.
Sand people or worse.
Because we know Uncle Owen's going to be in it, but he's not a bad guy.
No. I don't see sand people being the main antagonist. There'll be a problem.
Himself. It could be more of the... I actually kind of like that. I like the idea of him just dealing with what happened, like PTSD and...
Yeah, I could see that. 100%.
Yeah, this article's stupid. This was not useful. Yeah, I there has to be a clever option, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's a more recent article from Screen Rant again. Obviously, we know Uncle Owen's going to be in it and shit.
Yes,
but,
and Aunt Beru, probably.
Yeah.
And Ewan McGregor, apparently.
What about Hayden Christensen?
Yeah? I was thinking Jake Lloyd.
Yeah. The hot one is Maul, man. I keep seeing Maul in all these. Bib Fortuna.
but we know Maul doesn't find him until Rebels, unless they're just doing live action that arc of Rebels. Because there's no way Maul found him before that.
It's not impossible.
Then why does Maul need a holocron to tell him where Obi Wan is?
Maybe they don't run into him on Tatooine. Do we think at any point in the show Obi Wan leaves Tatooine?
No, because he's there for Luke. He's watching Luke.
But maybe Luke goes on vacation.
Do you think Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru can afford a vacation? Also, if Maul found Obi-Wan at that point, he would be relentlessly hunting him down.
That's fair.
Unless Obi-Wan leaves for like the shortest amount of time to like go to Dagobah or something.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like he's there for Luke. So I don't see him leaving.
Who could be after Luke?
Other than Vader? Inquisitors? If it's around the time of Solo... So that also would X out Maul if it's around the time of Solo.
But I still think there's a chance he appears in the show.
I think there's a chance he appears, but I don't think he finds Obi-Wan.
No, I'm not saying he finds him.
I don't see a reason for him to be much involved then.
Kira. I just want more Kira. You know me.
I don't know. I feel like it could honestly be more of just like, instead of having like, it's a specific person fighting him, it's more of like him dealing with the events.
He's gonna fight Vader in that show. But it'll be like the Force Cave. It'll be PTSD stuff.
He'll be fighting Hayden Christensen.
Yes, that'll be hot.
That would actually be dope if he gets we see like a nightmare or a Force vision where he's fighting Hayden.
Yeah,
that'd actually be rad.
Is Asajj around?
She's she's dead.
Who kills Asajj again?
Dooku, I think.
Yeah.
In her book. Spoilers.
What's the new one?
No, the Dark Disciple.
What's the new Dooku book? She's in the new Dooku book.
It must be a prequel then.
Lost Jedi or whatever, what it's called. I don't know.
Has to be a prequel. Because I know in Dark Disciple she dies. That's like the end of her story. Is Dark Disciple.
Dark Ray.
It's her and Quinlan Voss. Is that book. It's like near the end of the Clone Wars, I think. It's after she was a bounty hunter for
Maybe
a long time.
The villain is
Trench?
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon?
No, it's too soon.
Too soon.
And he doesn't have the Darksaber.
Too soon. Also, Gideon seems like he'll be a badass. I don't think he can take Obi-Wan.
Nah, not many people.
Not many people can take Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He's pretty much the only person who could have beaten Anakin on Mustafar.
It's fair. Yeah, probably. I bet Rey could have. And with that ends the podcast for this week. Hope you guys liked our review of Star Wars Resistance.
I hope you enjoyed all of our little pockets of dead air when we're reading articles.
Yeah, we were talking through most of it. I hope you're watching.
I hope so
you made
too.
it this far. If you made it this far, use the code.
Use
the code Resistance to get 10% off. I'm just kidding. I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say.
Go to
holocron-cast.com/Pokemon.
That won't get you to anywhere, but you can still type it in if you want to.
Yes. Or Chimpokemon to get to the true ending.
Like and subscribe.
Follow us on Twitter. We just posted our first Let's Play.
We did.
I hope you enjoy that. Is it Star Wars related? There's only one way to find out.
By clicking
that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Clicking that YouTube channel. We will see you all next week with God knows what Star Wars news because it's been crazy. Bye!